G'day guys, Rob here and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Well, I've got another brand new model review to share with you guys today, and what the model is the brand new Maisto Lamborghini V12 Vision Gran Turismo. Now this is a budget model. This was around $50 US, and I did get this one through Car Lover Diecast in China. I buy a lot of models from him purely for the reason that they're cheaper for me down here in Australia to get from him. Plus he does offer free worldwide shipping for orders over $100, so that makes a lot of sense. Now I'll leave a link in the description to Car Lover Diecast. Definitely go and check out their website. Massive range of models and sole exclusive dealer for many brands in China, so go and check that out. But anyway, yeah, as I said, this is a budget model, but it looked pretty interesting from the press photos I saw when it was released, so I thought I would grab myself one for the Lamborghini collection, and we're going to review this one today. So just comes in this window style box. There's lots of Asian text all the way around, a little bit of obligatory writing on the bottom of the box. Now if we open this one up, the model does come mounted on a plastic base, or a plastic shell I should say, to keep the model intact. As you can see here, it comes up with some straps on it because there are opening parts on this model. So what I'll do, I'll cut these straps, I'll unscrew it from the base, and we'll check out this very interesting brand new Lamborghini Vision Gran Turismo. Okay, so check out this futuristic Lamborghini, the Vision Gran Turismo. Now, even though this is a budget model, it definitely has a lot of shelf presence. It's quite a spectacular design, but we will go through all the details in this review. Now the paintwork color on this is the same color as the launch color on the Lamborghini Cyan or Cyan, and that is this color called Verde Gaia or Gia. It is a satin finish on this model, but it does have a nice metallic-y sparkle to it, which is actually quite good, and I think they've done a pretty good job with the color matching of this compared to the real car. Now let's go through the details on this model, because there's quite a few considering it is a budget model. And we'll start with the front splitter here. So this is, of course, finished in textured plastic to look like carbon fiber, but they actually do a pretty good job with the level of shine on it to actually make it look like carbon fiber. And there's a lot of this material through this model. This, of course, has the Gold 63 logo on that front splitter as well. The sides of the splitter are just in a black color, and they have a bit of body color on top of those as well. Now, the Lamborghini emblem on the nose of the model is just a decal. You do have these trademark Y-shaped Lamborghini headlights in this model, and these are just a light blue decal, but they look okay and they do the job for this model. Now you might also notice on the inside of the rear wheels here, there are some channels and fins here for the aerodynamics to run the air through behind the front wheels down the side of the vehicle, and they're just in a black plastic as well. There is a bit more textured carbon fiber in front of the rear wheels. Hopefully you can see that. Now there is some cutouts in the side of the canopy here, and you do have some simulated inboard shock absorbers. They're also finished in a textured carbon fiber plastic. And running from the headlight strips, the Y shape, you've got a groove down the center of these fenders, and that leads into these big horizontal winglets, I guess. There are some little upturned bumps here, and these are just painted in a black color. Now the plastics they use on this model are pretty good. They're not super clear, but remembering this is a budget model, so the front windscreen, the roof windows and the side windows through the side of the bodywork are reasonably good. If we move around to the side, you've got these barge boards which run from the front. They actually have a white stripe on there, and if you're looking behind the rear wheel, you can see a gold Automobili Lamborghini logo on the side there. And then they continue into these massive big rear barge boards, and again they're in the textured carbon fiber plastic, and of course you have your big air inlets here, but these are just solid grills here. as you'd expect on a cheaper model like this. Now, of course, you do have your Gold 63 logos on the side as well, and you do have a little Centro Steel decal on the bottom there as well, just in front of these rear vents. Now, these rear vents are actually closed, they're not open, but it doesn't detract from the model. Now, again, the rear quarter is like a motorbike fairing. It just basically covers the rear wheel. That does have a gold stripe down the center of that groove of the fender, which looks quite good. And that leads us into this jumbo big rear wing. So of course you've got your gold GT logo on the side. Again, use of textured carbon fiber plastic here on the sides of the wing. Also in the center section of the wing here, and that is flanked by colored sections of the wing also. So pretty good detail on the sides. It's such a interesting design and shape, how all the bodywork and fender covers all cut away, and it's actually quite interesting. Now, if you have a look at the front of the model here, you can see the simulated A-arms, the top arms of the suspension, and there is actually also the bottom A-arms of the suspension that you can see here. Now's probably a good time to show you the bottom of the model. Again, it's all in the textured carbon fiber plastic, and that leads through into all the fins of the massive rear diffuser. So nothing really to see there, but you can actually see some of the underside of the bodywork through these openings. So pretty impressive detail for a $50 model. Now, again, with the suspension, you've got these simulated top A-arms in here, and you can see through the bottom there is a little bit of detail of the suspension arms underneath, but that leads us to this jumbo rear diffuser. Now look at the size of this rear diffuser on this model. It's absolutely massive, and that does incorporate the exhaust outlets as well, where again you've got this hexagonal Lamborghini shape and you've got your 3 exhaust outlets either side. Now you can actually see through into the top of the diffuser there, and you can see some simulated mufflers and some other bits and pieces as well. So the detail is actually pretty good on this. Again, you've got a Y-shaped red brake light which runs through the back, and that's just a little decal stuck on there as well. And you do have a white stripe that highlights the back edge of the diffuser, and you've also got another Centro Steel decal on there as well. So yeah, really wild design with this car. Not something that I thought I would buy, but I'm actually quite impressed with this model, and yeah, looks pretty cool actually. Now this is a opening model as well, so the front does open up, so pretty effortlessly the whole canopy section opens up. This is how you get in the car from the front. The hinge mechanism is super strong on this, no problem at all, and the steering wheel is actually mounted to the underside of the canopy here. You've actually got a steering shaft which runs all the way through. The steering wheel's in here, and you do again have more textured plastic to look like carbon fiber as sort of the dashboard, if you want to call it that, in there. Now in the front here you can see these are your brake and accelerator pedal. They're just molded black plastic. You're pretty much lying down in this car, I think. You do have your black seat in there and just some rubberized 4-point racing harnesses in there as well, but reasonably good for the effort. Again, for those with a little bit of modeling experience, get a little bit of silver paint out and paint the pedals and do a little bit of detail painting, and you could lift up the detail of this model. So that looks pretty cool. The other thing is the rear opens as well. Now you can see the engine through the top here. That's pretty much all you're going to see when I open this up as well, is just basically the copper coloured tops of the engine with the Lamborghini script on there. It is flanked by a little glass window either side, and this section as well is very easy to lift up. Again, really strong mechanism on here. I don't see anyone breaking that except a very young child. And underneath there, again, as I said, pretty much what you can see through the top is what you can see when it's opened. Again, it's surrounded by a lot of textured plastic to look like carbon fiber. You do have your little V12 decal on the back there. And you've also got another little decal on the front rear bulkhead as well there. So not a massive amount of detail in there, but at least it does open. Now, there's only one other company that makes a model of this car, and that is MR Collection Models, and that is a sealed resin model north of 450 euros. So there's a massive price difference between this entry-level model and the highest end resin model, but I don't think you can go too wrong with this model, especially the fact that it opens up as well. Now let's have a look at the wheels, because I think they've actually done a really good job on these wheels. They do have the copper coloured inlets in there, which is similar to the coloration on the Terzo Millennio. You've got your little Lamborghini decal on the center cap, and you've of course got the tyres, which are pretty much like a F1 rain tyre. They're just a grooved slick tyre, and you do have a tyre stripe running around there as well. Brake detail is okay, and the caliper detail is okay. That's front and rear. Obviously the rear wheels are much larger in diameter than the front wheel, but that's what gives this its crazy stance and its crazy look. So I think that pretty much covers all the details on this model. No, I missed another one. There's actually the tricolore colours in here as well. So you've got the three colours of the Italian flag on the inside there, and also the little, well, I'm not sure whether they'd be fuel fillers or the hybrid plugs, but you've got one of these little gold caps either side as well. So overall, I'm pretty impressed actually. For $50 US. This has a lot of shelf presence, and again, as I said, the fact that it opens up makes it even better value for money at $50. So it's amazing what these low-end manufacturers are doing now. The Burago SP1 Ferrari that I reviewed was a really good value for money model, and I think this one is as well. Again, it could do with a little bit of refinement of the black paint outs on the model. There's some sections where the black paint looks a little bit ripply, but at the end of the day, you know, this is a model built for a price. One feature I do like is the big glass windows on the side here where you can see through, very McLaren Senna-ish. But yeah, overall, I think I am pretty happy with this model for $50. So if you are a Lamborghini collector, it's probably a must-have for your collection, even if you have a very broad range of models in your collection. Definitely worth a try. I think it's pretty good value for money, just like the Burago Sian that I reviewed many months ago. So yeah, really happy with this model. That's pretty much going to wrap up the review. If I was going to give this one a Rob score, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. Really good value for money. The basis is there. As I said, if you are a model builder or you like to tweak your models a little bit, I think a few little additions with paint and some carbon fiber on this model will make it look so much better than it already is. But it's a fantastic starting point, and I think it is a really good value for money model to buy and add to your collection. So that's pretty much going to wrap up today's review. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And stay tuned. We've got a ton more model reviews coming very soon. But for now, that's going to wrap it up. And until next time, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.